All right. You know what it is, man. This is Unwrap right now, boy. We got a special one for you today, I swear to God. We back at it like crack addicts. You know what it is. You know, we normally do a whole bunch of different shit, you know, right at the beginning of the show, and we like to talk a little shit. We have, you know, get it off your chest. We have Naj Vino's segment, which is, what's your segment again?
Fun facts.
Fuck that. No segment. She said, fuck that. No segment. Got you. And then we got the engineer, you know. So we're gonna do this right quick. Let's just catch this vibe right quick for a second. Get in that right headspace, you know. Just vibe for a second. I don't know if y'all can see right now, but we got my man's DNA BEATZ in the motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying?
Salute.
DNA motherfucking BEATZ.
You
Goddamn
did.
Chicago legend.
Appreciate
You know what I'm saying? Goddamn Chicago legend, man. Let's give a round for that. Yeah. Shout out to the legendary DNA BEATZ is in the building today. And of course, you already know that we do have our co-host here, Naj Vino, and we got the engineer. We don't know who the fuck he is. We've never seen his face. I don't know how the nigga got the job. I should have said nigga because I don't even know if he's black. I don't know if he's white. I don't know what he is.
I think it was through day labor, for maybe a temp agency or some shit.
Might have been. Well, I don't know what temp agency that was, but we might want to rethink using them again because it seems like he's did one of those things, you know, what do they call it when a motherfucker moves into an apartment and they won't fucking leave? A squat.
Oh, squatting? Yeah.
He's squatting on the podcast.
As a matter of fact, I'm squatting in the igloo right now.
Okay.
Squatting in an igloo.
Because he's stay cold.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So before we really get started, man, I want to thank you first and foremost, man. Much gratitude and appreciation to you, DNA, for coming on the show, man, and I'm excited to interview you and talk to you about your music and everything that you've done for the city of Chicago and for hip hop in Chicago. But before I do that, I brought in a special co-host tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and come on in, man. Come on in, man. Have a seat. Special co-host. What do you think about that?
I don't think he can see him.
Yo, D.
Yo, peace.
What's good, logo?
Oh, shit.
Got him. Hey, look, you look for a second there, you look like you had to pull out the grandpa glasses and look at that motherfucker.
Peace.
What's up?
What's good?
What's good?
Hey, we can barely hear you, DNA.
You can barely hear me? How about now?
Yeah,
a little bit better. Yeah, much better.
All right.
Put the EQ on it.
I had the volume low.
All right, so you know who I am. I introduced my co-host, Naj Vino, the engineer. So fuck it. Let's get right down to motherfucking business, man. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, man, I've been in Chicago for 16 years. And I heard about you literally the moment I touched down. Like literally. I forget who was the first person it might have been DJ Mar. You know who DJ Mar is?
Don't sound familiar. Mars?
No, Mar. DJ Mar. His name is Marlon. He used to own the record store, Revolver Records.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I think I might have heard your name through him first. Mar was the first person I met here in the city.
Revolver Records, yes.
And so so 16 years, obviously. How long you been doing music or producing music?
25 years plus.
25 plus?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated?
Creation. Music. vibes. You know.
That's what's up. So
Yeah.
25 plus years in the city, right? You are from Chicago. You're a Chicago born and bred.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cook
That's
County.
what's up. How did you
Cook
how did you
County.
how did you like what was your first dive into hip hop? Like what because it had to be hip, like, you know what I mean? Did you just like wake up one morning and was like, hey, I fucking want to produce? Or did you was it like, I know like my foray into it was I was a DJ first, you know what I'm saying? And then I started making beats many moons ago. But you know, but before that I was, you know, breakdancing and graffiti writing, doing all that shit.
The
So like same on you?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So that's like you I mean, explain to me. I mean, you know.
I'm listening first. Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Huh?
same thing. Pop locking, breaking, cardboards in the corner, doing train sides, graffiti. I started as a DJ for 4 years. I was DJing before I got into anything. I was
Right.
mixing house and hip hop because it was hip house at the time. 89, Jungle Brothers,
Right.
you know, Fast Eddie, all that stuff. House of Pain and Cypress Hill getting all mixed in. And then
Right.
one day I just picked up the record and I looked in the grooves and I'm like, how the fuck does this shit come out the record?
Right.
And ever since then, I just
Just
into
lost,
rabbit
huh?
hole. Yeah.
I can totally understand that shit.
Yeah.
Is once that shit grabs you, it's over with.
Yeah.
It's over with. But if you could turn your mic up just a little bit more, that would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first hip hop song you ever heard?
Oh Lord. Jesus. Because it was the cross. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, it's a bit better.
Okay. It was the cross between it was like gangster rap and then hip hop. So I was in the breed with like NWA and then DOC. But then at the same time we had, you know, Tribe Called Quest, and so it's a pretty hard one right there. The first one, I mean, shit, Cool C, it's just a habit. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, the list goes on, right?
yeah. That's a deep one. That's a deep one. Good question.
Do you remember back then if it was the lyrics or if it was the beats that got you first, or was it a combination?
It was more a combination. At that time, it was more married together.
Okay.
It was more union, like
More cohesive.
Yeah. It was more glued together, where you know the beats caught me, but also the lyrics, because it was more of, you know, fighting and, you know, poverty and you know, fuck the police and injustice. You know, sending out a message more at the time to connect with people. It was for a message at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, facts. Big facts. Well,
So to make that.
Nah,
Look at Sociato, he's just sitting over here. He grinning fucking ear to ear. He's just happy to be in the building.
Nah, I'm just you know, this is crazy, you know, how everything has, you know, intertwined in the city, and you know, all the things that have happened, you know, all the divisions and mixtures of, you know, how everything ended up, you know. And I just want to hear the whole story, you know, how you know, how DNA, you know, what was the first studio, what was the second, you know, what got you into this, what first artist, what was the first song recorded, what was, you know.
I got a really good one for you, DNA, because everybody's had one. What was the first fucked up name that you gave yourself that you didn't realize was a fucked up name?
Man.
You know, everybody's had those moments. You know, you was probably BNC or
I had many names, man, before I found my identity. But yeah, was it Evil E?
Evil E?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Evil E. Oh Jesus. What else I had? So many crazy names, man.
Right.
That was one of them that sticks out. Yeah, Evil E.
Evil E.
Yeah.
So tell us about the name DNA BEATZ. What?
Yeah, how
How'd
did
you go?
DNA Beats come about?
Yeah, you went from Evil E to DNA.
Yeah, it was more of a when I started making music, and I was rapping at the time too, and it was an anagram for the Natural Assassin at the time. And then when I started creating, I was just like, man, I need a name that just bonds everything together and tight, like blood cells, and then boom, just DNA
DNA.
was born. Yeah,
Yeah, that's dope.
yeah, appreciate it.
I don't have any like epiphany ass stories about any name that I've ever had, except including Heat Detector.
What'd you have before that?
Fat Rat. And I got that. I got that name. I was signed to Gangsta Boogie Records doing production. It's Jesse Saunders. You know who Jesse Saunders is? He's one of the originators of house music.
Yeah.
And I was at some party, some fucking industry party or something, but it was like they just had a whole bunch of it was in LA. There was a bunch of refrigerators full of 40s and shit. And I kept ended up walking around with 2 40s. And one of the guys I was with, he's like, man, look at you, man. You just walking around like a big old fat rat. And then, people started laughing and shit. And then I was like, fuck it, whatever. And everybody just started calling me Fat Rat, and it stuck for a lot of years. I just said, fuck it, and it was Fat Rat. But when I came out here, I was like, you know what? I need a fresh new start. And so I was going to call myself Supervision, to have supervision and to understand what it is to be supervised, like to go to jail or whatever like that, having supervision.
Right.
And I didn't like that. And I was talking to DJ Mar, and I was like, yeah, man, because he DJs, he makes beats. I said, man, we should be a group called Heat Detector. He's like, man, get the fuck out of here. That name is stupid as fuck. I was like, whatever. And it just kept gnawing at me. And so I just changed everything and changed the name to Heat Detector, and that was it. It's been Heat or Heat Detector ever since. So
I caught a lot of shit for DNA, man. Everybody was making fun of it, all that shit that's stupid. And it's funny when you have a name or an idea in creation, everybody want to shit on it.
Right.
And then when you establish it, like, oh yeah, man, I told you, man, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Stick with me, man.
Right.
But everybody got an opinion, so
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
No.
When people that can't comprehend certain things, they just they judge it. When they can't understand.
Well, let's be clear. The engineer said he don't see nothing wrong with it. He's saying that shit like he been around first day. He called himself DNA. Come on, man.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying because, if his beats is fire, motherfucker be like, man, the beats fire. I know it's in my DNA, nigga, to make fire beats.
So you acting like you got it, you get it, you got it from the beginning.
I mean, no, but I'm pretty sure he honed his craft. Shit.
Yeah. I'm just saying, people always gonna talk shit no matter what you do, what move you make. So you just gotta ignore the haters and keep going.
That's true.
That's facts.
I got a question, D. So when you first started, when everything first started, did you start off as wanting to be a rapper yourself first, and then the production came in?
Yeah. First DJ, then rapping, and then the beats. Yeah,
that's exactly how it happened. And that's that's a good quality to have, because when you start producing motherfuckers, and especially when they think shit, you're like,
right.
I think it conditions the ear though too.
Yeah, it does. It tunes your ear. Like,
oh yeah.
What I used to say to motherfuckers, if you can't freestyle me, you might as well find something different to do, because I don't even fucking rap. You know what I'm saying? I used to rap. I don't even fucking rap, but I can freestyle with some of the best of them. But it's like, if you can't, and to me, if you can't freestyle, what is your point in even being a rapper? That is a quality of rappers. That's a quality of being a rapper that I think that's been lost.
I was just about to say, back in the day, yeah.
Fuck back in the day, I'm talking about now.
Well, we know that, but I'm saying, like before, that was actually like a rite of passage. Like, if you couldn't fucking freestyle, you a goddamn joke.
Blueprint.
But now, shit, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And then how about the definition of freestyle too?
Say what?
The definition of freestyle is kind of fucking fugazi with different people on platforms. Some people think freestyle is an actual written verse, and then some people saying is it off the top. That's a whole other.
Yeah, that's two different things.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely, freestyle. Definitely, it helps knowing that you know the 16 bars, 24 bars, how to go into out of pocket, the 8 bar, the hook, let it breathe, you know, space and all that melodic stuff. So it's good to know. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
What's your favorite? What do you like? Obviously, you know you produce, but like when you first started, well, no, fuck it. Now, when you look back, which one do you appreciate the most? DJing, rapping, or producing?
Shit. That's like separating the body, though, man. Hold on. What do I? Man, creating beats, creation, beats.
Okay.
Yeah. But it goes hand in hand though, because it's all connected though. So I mean, to pick one is like saying I like my left arm and don't like my right arm. So I mean, that's a kind of a hard one, but you know.
And kind of like on the same vein,
Right.
when you make a beat, which one do you appreciate more? The actual watching the creative process or listening to the finished product?
Listening, well, both. I like creating first. I like creating. The process of creating first. And then like quality sound and quality check is after for me, and sounding, engineering, and then I'll sit back in the and relax and marinate into the whole song.
Okay. And then same question for when somebody actually gets the beat to use it. Do you like watching them create within your beat, or do you like listening to that finished product?
I like listening to the finished product.
Okay.
Because I like them to do their thing, and then you let me hear it and see what they got, how they vibe, because you want to vibe. Depending though, because some people like to come in the studio and vibe, which I used to do in the beginning of my career, but like for me, I ain't got time for all that shit. Like, I have to keep creating while you can go over there and write your shit over there. You're doing your thing. For me, it holds up my process. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Associato, because you're an artist. I should say, an active artist. This question is for you. When you go into a session with somebody, are you prepared, or are you writing when you're there, or it depends on like what's going on that particular day?
So there's different avenues that I could take through it, but that I could take to it. But now I've noticed that for me itself, paper was holding me back. Paper started holding me back because I could do things without paper, and that's when honestly when I've noticed that you get to a certain level where it might not be paper for someone, it might be something else that's holding them back. Like when someone says you have to do this, like no you don't. Like who says? Until there's that guy that comes out and doesn't do that and makes it sound freaking amazing, and then just comes out of the blue. Because I looked at paper and I said, damn, it's holding me back. It's so I let it free. So I let my style and the other things just come out. It let me work on other things,
So
but I might go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask you, so when you go to the studio, do you already have like rhymes prepared? Or
so it depends. It depends on what song I want to do. I'm like, that one, that beat I want to write. That or I could be in the vibe where because the thing is this, like paper would do this to me. It would be like, I would look at it. Aquí llegó el tipo que le mete bien duro. Paper would go away. Aquí llegó el tipo que le mete bien duro. Like it's free. I'm free.
Okay.
Now nothing's holding me back.
Okay. Hey, I want everybody to remember that we're interviewing DNA.
No, I know.
I know. I should ask DNA.
You realize we're interviewing DNA.
We're having an organic goddamn conversation.
All right.
Yeah, but definitely, like, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I would love to, like, I would love to hear DNA tell me, because I don't even know certain things about DNA that are like the things in the beginning, like groups he has had, artists that he has produced,
Right.
things that he did that didn't work out. You know, I want to hear the story since the beginning, like how it went.
That's what we get into.
You know?
Yeah. Do you, DNA? Do you just want to like just tell us your story? Just just have like a some minutes to just rattle it off, or would you rather us just kind of ask you questions and lead you there?
Yeah, I like to ask questions. I like that because I could just go off with some other shit. Yeah.
All right, let's
The
get into some
questions.
good shit. What if, and you don't have to name names, but I think you should personally. Who's the most difficult, just outright what the fuck person you've ever worked with?
Well, you almost forced him to say a motherfucking name because if you didn't,
right. You just put me in the
You don't have to say a name, but
John Doe is tough.
put this guy to the bank. I ain't gonna pull the trigger.
Wear a tank top.
What'd you say?
Difficult. See, it all depends because like it's also a career and a job for me because they paying studio time, so I have to have patience.
Exactly.
At the same time, so it's like I have many difficult ones where it's not even a song anymore. It's like a movie soundtrack. It's like, what the fuck you doing? Can you put an airplane? I'm like, bro, and then you got motherfuckers that don't know their lines and shit, and I'm just like, do you take your craft serious as I do?
Right.
What are you doing? Oh, bro, hold on. I'm sure I get it. 1 take, 2 take, 3 takes, but the era that I grew up where we didn't have the computer shit. We had, you fuck up your verse, you doing the whole shit again.
No punch in and whatnot.
No punch in.
It made you a master at your craft,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I have many difficult, it's just.
I used to tell people all the time when they'd come into my studio and record, and they'd want punch-ins. I used to tell them all the time, ain't no punch-ins on stage, bro. Ain't no punch-ins on stage. So you either get your breath control right or learn your fucking song. The other thing is, hey, if you want to fuck off your money, that's on you, because when you walk through that door, the clock starts.
Yeah. That's what it is,
so if you want to sit and smoke weed, I'm cool. Run it up. Run it the fuck up.
Then I had people that come in that booth and take a shit and come right out. Like, they'll drop 3 songs in 1 hour. And I'll be like, damn. Like that, that's the fuck I'm talking about,
Right.
Like,
that's that good shit.
Now, when you have somebody that's the exact opposite, where they're just basically just wasting time, like, what's your process?
It's not a waste of time. He's getting money.
Well, no, not.
It's a waste of patience.
I'm saying literally. What's your process for just being patient and like, you know what, this motherfucker want to spend his money this way? Then that's cool.
I let them know in the door because there's only so much. I got patience. I'm getting paid. But there's a certain level where I have to be like, all right, man, is this what we're going to do all night? Is the first verse 16 bars for 3 hours or what are we doing? Like, but.
How old were you when you made your first real beat?
My first real beat, man, I was 17.
How old were you when you sold your first real beat?
17, 18, 19, 22. I sold my first real deal with Universal Latino with Los Nandes, and I made them off a PlayStation MTV2 generator connected to a computer. And I lied to them, told them it was an MPC because I couldn't afford it at the time.
Damn.
Wow.
And Universal was like, yeah, it sounds like an MPC. I'm like, yep. Sure the fuck is. And they picked up 12 joints off me, and with that money, I bought the MPC, and went on.
That's what's up. That's one of the things that, like, when you're a producer, that you kind of figure your shit out in the beginning, because you got to work with whatever the fuck you got. And back in the day, and you could attest to that, DNA, that the equipment was so motherfucking expensive. You couldn't just go online and steal some software and all of a sudden you're in your fucking bedroom making beats. You know what I mean? That shit took money. Nah, for real. I nothing against some of those motherfuckers, but to me, that you ain't never had to go through the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
I always admired that about DJs and producers. Like when I was in high school, because that definitely it was a hobby that took a lot of fucking investment. Like for real.
Yeah, for sure.
It did. And it hurts also growing up. The people that I wish would invest in me or in us never did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the hard part when you have
Yeah.
friends and then a business or your passion of how much you really want it. I used to put every motherfucking dollar in my shit.
Yeah.
I ain't buying no shoes. I ain't fucking was flossing shit. Every money, everything I fucking had, I just put right back in the motherfucker. Boom,
Investing
boom,
yourself.
boom, boom, boom. You know, what you doing buying at the time $300 mics? You crazy, bro. You don't understand. That's what I do. Meantime, you're over here blowing off money on fucking other dumb shit that you can never see again. But you want to be a rapper, though. You want to be an MC. Come on. Your priorities are fucked up. So, you know, and that's cool. But if I need help, you know, you need help. If I can give anybody out there an MC or whatever, if you have a producer that's not charging you shit, cherish that motherfucker. Cherish him.
Right.
Buy him what he needs. Invest in him. Build him up. You know, and it's like motherfuckers think, you know, it's whatever. Nah, man, it's motherfuckers spending electricity. You don't know what decisions you gotta make. You don't know what nothing, you know, and it's like just take it for granted and then time goes quick. That's it. You know?
That is facts.
Yeah.
That is facts. And
So,
only
like,
people, I would say people, and not necessarily just music, but you know, the guy that's a carpenter invests in himself and all he buys is tools. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, "You're tripping. All you buying is hammers and fucking shit, bro. You don't go nowhere." He's like, but he's mastering his fucking craft. And at the end of the day, he's going to be making $300,000 a year doing some specialty carpentry work. You know what I mean? And while you're sitting around dusting off your fucking J's, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I tell that to people a lot. Like anybody that ever asks me, like whatever you know, I say get started however you get started, but invest in yourself because if you think
and believe in yourself too.
Yeah, well, you got to believe in yourself, man. First of all, this music is not for the fucking timid.
No,
it is not for the timid. If you are weak at heart, you carry your emotions on your sleeves. This shit will eat you alive.
Yeah, and let me be clear. When I say believe in yourself, I mean through all the bullshit. Because people's parents will be like, "Oh, that's some bullshit. You can't make no money with that, and you just fucking around in the basement and all that kind of shit." You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of shit to navigate through. It really is. Because then when you sell,
it's friends, it's outside people that don't even fucking know you. There's so many different levels to this shit. Not to mention, the deeper you get into the music industry, the more shittier it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's out to get the money. Everybody's out to fuck over everybody. And when
some of the shit you find out be crazy, like having to like pay to get your song played on the radio and all type of stupid ass shit like that. Like that's a lot.
Oh, it's deep. It's deep.
Yeah, part of the game, man. I guess that's what it is, man. Like jumping over lines. That's what you're doing. You're paying to jump ahead of line. Like we're in America and shit. You're like, I'm not waiting in this fucking line. Boom.
Yep.
You know?
That is facts.
So question. So after you produced Los Nandes, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get back to the story, the parts that I haven't heard that I saw certain things of, but I haven't heard how they actually formed and everything. Los Nandes, the album that he was talking about, basically there's some Colombian Spanish rappers. And they're pretty big names in Colombia, South America, and a lot of other places. But my question is like, where does where does Show Shot and Casino come in? When did those people come in after? Before, what was first? What studio was first? Where were you guys at?
Well, it was my mom's basement, Rogers Park over there, Edgewater by over there, Sheridan, the lake. I was doing my shit there mostly with the Casio, And I had many people come from all over the Chicago to my studio, South Side, everybody, West Side. They were just coming by. Motherfuckers from Mexico would fly in. Just come. I don't know how. I don't know how, but
I had that same shit happen.
yeah, just coming in and sure, let's work and just work. And then Show Shot was with me at the time. We had the group called Renaissance, and that was huh?
How did y'all meet?
Oh, well, from the neighborhood. Just the neighborhood. You know, walking around in the neighborhood. I was when I met them, I was actually gangbanging, and I used to be, you know, in the corners and doing my thing, and like they'll come by, Show Shop, or my brother, all of them, Tech, and just siphoning and rapping, and I'm like, yo, that's dope. I just started, you know, hip hop started flirting with me, you know, and then I'm like, man, you know, and then I, you know, because other activities I couldn't really jump full force with them, but then slowly, you know, I started like, gravitating to the music more because I was DJing at the time, and then Shot was there because he was going to peer school, and he was breaking with my brother and them. I met Sino from Show Shot. Casino was hanging with Show Shot. Then I was with Los and all of them, Vitamin D, Rockwell, Josh Safe. A lot, man. We just spoke last time. Remember Ryan Officer. So many, you know, just different people starting their career, and then like they left and just some blew up, some didn't, and you know, that's what it is.
So definitely, like, you know, and probably people out there don't know what these people do, what Show Shot, what Casino do, and what the other names of the people that came in, you know, in the studio and everything, what they did and how they played a part into, you know, what you started doing.
Yeah, I mean, that was how Ravens were on studio. That was like later. This is like the beginning when they were fresh born with the baby faces and shit. And from the basement on Edgewater, then I actually bought a studio on Ravenswood and Devon over there.
Oh, wow.
And then that's when everybody started more forming, and I had people stay in there with me to build their career. Casino, Chill, the Latin artist, Show Shot.
You said Chill?
Yeah, Chill.
Ugly Boy Chill?
Yeah, Ugly Boy. Yeah.
That's my guy.
That's my boy. That's my brother, man. And so, you know, I had opened up a studio, gave them a spot there to, you know, do their things and their creativeness and sleep there when they want, you know, and we grew from there. We had some deals that didn't go through. You know, it's an experience though, you know, and
yeah,
you know, all I gotta say is that if you're gonna go with a team, you have to make sure that they're in it all the way, 100%, no half-assing shit. You know, if you're going to be in it, you're going to be in it. There's no, I'm not ready. There is no, because opportunity only knocks once. You know, it may come back, it may not, like Haley's Comet. I don't know. So, but, you know, you got to be ready.
Yeah, and your team is only as strong as the weakest link, too.
Yeah,
everybody has to know their position.
Yeah,
and if they
definitely.
Don't, that is a fucking problem.
Yep.
Because then you turn around and you have too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Yep. And that's where that monster comes out, because everybody think they're the shit, and then there's no structure, and then, you know, everybody has a fucking, you know, I'm the shit, and nobody wants to work as a team.
Right.
I'm better than him, and then it falls to shambles, man.
Yeah, that happens all the time. I've been involved with record labels and groups and shit like that, where that very fucking thing happens. And a lot of times it's not even, everything is fine until somebody says there's going to be money involved.
Yeah.
Everything's fine until they think that check's going to be cut. And that's when you see who in the fuck is who and what in the fuck is what. Because that's when motherfuckers really get out of pocket.
Yeah, they say money changes people, and you see the realness, and when money comes in, you be like, oh, I see how you are, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And the money don't even have to be there. Just the word of it, or the thought of it, or if they seen something might be on the table, changes everything.
I don't even really think money changes people. I just think money makes motherfuckers show you who they really are. You know,
maybe.
Money changes the people around you.
Yeah, I mean, it's money.
Everybody, you see, in music, it's kind of like one of these things. Tell me if you agree, DNA. It's like one of those things when money becomes a thing, everybody starts thinking they're the reason that the money's gotten there.
I've been there, yeah.
It's always like everybody thinks they single-handedly got the money there.
Yeah.
And that's retarded as shit.
Oh man, it's stories, man. I heard I know people that got big money from placements and never looked back, never gave nobody a call, bring nobody else in, and really cutthroat shit, which is really sad.
Yeah. It is, but it is the nature of the business, and this is why I said in the beginning, this is not for the timid, this is not for the faint of heart, and you can't be you got to be a confident motherfucker. You got to be a bit narcissistic. You got to be competitive. You also low key. You got to think your shit don't stink.
Yeah, that's hip hop.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, I was gonna ask you earlier. Najrino had said something about your creative process and everything, and it sparked a question in my mind because I just want to hear your answer. When do you know you have like you made a beat and you just go, oh fuck? When do you know that you got one?
When I'm like 2 hours in and I'm laying a bass line.
You don't ever have that moment where you start rapping to it and you can't stop fucking rapping to the motherfucker.
Oh yeah. That's clear under control, man. That's if I can flow on it, I'm gonna let it go. Yeah. That's
the answer I was waiting on because
yeah.
You got that banger. It's like all of a sudden you just start going, oh shit.
Yeah. I start rapping on it. If I could rap on it, it's approved. I just let it go. Yeah.
There you go. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
That's definitely a producer thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a producer that used to rap.
Yeah.
And most producers are really good rappers, be honest with you.
Yeah.
And generally as good as their music.
Yeah.
That's just facts.
You just said some shit when you said that. You said some shit when you said that.
Huh?
Now, here at Unwrap, we like to tell people to leave that humble shit on the other side of the door. So, DNA, let me ask you this. Do you recognize, do you feel your footprint on Chicago hip hop? And I ask you this because you are born and raised in Chicago, and Cook County breeds a special type of motherfucker. And we tend to, walk around and, try to do what we can for other people and all that kind of shit, but fuck all that. Do you feel your footprint on hip hop? Like, do people give you your flowers? Do you recognize?
Yeah, they actually do, and it feels great. Wish it was more of it, but yeah, I put my foot in their ass. So, I love doing what I'm doing, and people do show me love, man. But I do it out the love of music for music. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chicago's a tough town too for music. It's a tough town to get approval. It's a tough town because of a lot of unity.
Oh yeah.
And so for you, all these years to be doing that, man, I'm giving you your flowers. I fucks with you, man.
Appreciate
but
you.
That says a lot. 25 plus years of struggling, of grinding, and you know what I'm saying. And I definitely know that you're not done grinding. You know what I'm saying. The hustle still goes on. The movement still goes on. And I let me ask you this question: do you think that your age, and I don't want you to put your age out there, but do you think that your age is limiting you nowadays for the style of music?
No.
Good answer.
No, it's more if I can stay awake in the studio because I've been in this bitch so long.
Right.
But I need to finish this shit. I'm a workaholic, 12-hour shifts every day, man.
Right. And the reason I asked that question is because somebody had said something to me before, and they're like, "How come you never post music? How come you never?" I was like, "Man, I ain't into posting my shit online and doing all that extra shit, whatever, And there's like, and then plus my age, I was like, fuck that, I ain't got time for these young niggas. And the thing that struck me was that we live in a generation now, or a time now, where people don't even need to know who in the fuck you are or what you look like. The music speaks for itself, because you can hide behind an avatar. Shit, you got a motherfucker walking around with his fucking marshmallow on the top of his head. Nobody knows who the fuck he is.
It's funny you say that, not to cut you off, but there's a person, a virtual rapper right now who has 4 billion views right now and followers, that's killing the game on the metadata universe bullshit. It's fucking unreal.
Yeah.
It's not even a real rapper. It's somebody animated it. And I don't know, man. It's just nuts, man.
Do you think you're going to be able to keep up with all of the technology and all of the things that are happening right now in hip hop?
Oh yeah. I love technology.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Especially
it's updating. Yeah.
It's one of those things, like once you really get into making music and making beats, especially in hip hop, you have to be a technical minded person, because a lot of this equipment, especially back in the days, those manuals on them motherfuckers was like reading fucking German. You couldn't understand
Genesis.
Not on top of that, you wanted to read that motherfucker anyway. As soon as you got in the house, you wanted to turn it on and fucking start staring on that bitch.
Fuck this shit.
Send me your avatar.
Yeah.
Facts, right?
Yeah.
I have a question that basically all three of you can answer. And this is from the outside of making music in. So amongst the fans, if you will, Chicago hip hop has a bad reputation, because in our eyes, it's like motherfuckers get on to Chicago and they go as far as they fucking can. And this city is very, very segregated, as far as living here. But it seems to me like on the inside of the hip hop community, that's the only thing that unites people from Chicago.
Most definitely.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I find that interesting as hell. Like,
except for the trap shit.
Yeah. Well, that's some other. Yeah.
We're talking about real hip hop.
Yeah. That brings me to another question, because Heat does not fuck around. Like, he's totally approved. DNA, what do you think about trap music? Drill music.
I don't know, man. It has its ups and downs like anything else. I mean, it's the message that's being sent. I mean, but then again, back in the day growing up, we had music out there, like rap wasn't shit back then. We had that song like, hey, we want some pussy. I mean,
hey man, that was groundbreaking, man. What you talking about? That was groundbreaking.
We came a long way.
I used to play basketball to that shit, man.
Hey, nigga, when I heard that song, I was like, you know what? They're right. I want some pussy too.
It's just, I mean, Cool G Rap was talking about murdering motherfuckers.
Cool G Rap was that. He was like one of the. That dude was the illest.
But they did it with style and class and metaphor. They weren't saying do this. So I guess the art of it too. So I don't know, man. Like, there's some shit that I like, and there's some shit, I guess, in taste. It's in taste. It's in taste.
Have you produced any drill music? Have you ever made any beats or anything?
Yeah. I produced a lot of Gardnerville gangsters from Granville over there on the north side. We did a lot of music together.
Yeah.
Cool.
I grew up in Albany Park, so that's not that far from there.
Yeah. Here and there, mixtapes here and there, but I heard some good ones, and I heard, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, self-snitching and shit. Yeah.
Long time. When I heard that too, I wish I had a girl at that point in time. The first time I heard him, "We love you long time." Come on now.
Funky Cole Medina, right? Yeah.
Right.
Shit. Hey man, even when I said I still hear Two Life Crew. Hey, we want some pussy. I think again. Goddamn. I want some pussy too.
Hey, pop
That's
that
it.
Yeah. Why not?
It's just the updated version now, and it's just it's like holy shit, like.
Even though those songs were provocative at the time, they were more party music. That's like the South Florida type shit. That's when the Florida sound really came out. But the motherfuckers in Florida were doing that shit long before anybody knew about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's just a whole different animal.
Yeah. Right. So let me ask you. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Have you traveled to the motherland and done music? The motherland meaning New York?
Oh yeah. Okay. I got family in Queens, Corona.
Oh,
over there. Yeah.
I got family in Corona and Astoria.
Yeah.
I used to live in the Bronx. I used to live in Rosedale.
Yeah.
Hollands, over there by Hollands.
Yeah,
I used to live in the Bronx, East 189th, over by Fordham Boulevard, by the Bronx Zoo, over by Little Italy.
Yeah, they flew us down there one time because the music. Jesse De La Pena's nephew or cousin or something like that. I don't remember, but he flew me down there. And then I never visited my family, but when I was down there. It was crazy because they didn't have no alleys. I was like, yo, I'm about to be back. I'm going to take a piss in the alley. And they all let me go. Those motherfuckers let me go. They're just looking at me. I'm like, you motherfucker, where the alley at? Where you going? I was like, oh, shit, man. And then my brother, I had to take my brother to talk with me. And then when we got off the airport, my brother had his hat to the left or to the right. I forgot. And I said, yo, take watch it, man. And then my family like, yo, we don't do that shit over here, but you do it like this. You do it like this.
You do it the way you want.
And then my brother was like, for real? Yeah. He's like, man, fuck you, about time. Bam! We were just watching. And it felt great, It was like, oh, wow, that's a whole new world, It was like, shit. Over here, back at the time, you get murked, you get your shoes taken and everything. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Having that different type of freedom, did that like open up a different creative avenue for you?
Oh yeah. It's just different. And to hear like different stories, different air, different. That's why it's good to move around to get different energy.
Right.
Yeah.
The energy is key.
Yeah.
I remember because right before I came out here, I was living in Colorado, and there's super dead energy there at the time. There's a lot of hippie rappers. Everybody's sounding the same, like the tree hugging rap, and the beats were trying. You know what I'm saying? And like when you're around that shit for so long, it's like you lose inspiration. Like as much as you try, you just get stuck in these fucking ruts, and the shit is trash you're making, but everybody around you's going, fuck, dude, that's fucking cool.
The sign offs. Yeah.
No, because they don't know no better anyways. You know what I mean? And I never fed into it, but it was just like, what the fuck? Because in my mind, I'm like, this shit is garbage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but the moment I left there, was finally able to leave, and I was supposed to go back to New York, but my sister ended up talking me into coming here. And as soon as I got here, I instantly got my city vibe back. You know what I'm saying? Which is a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a creative person.
Yeah.
Because you see, we see with our eyes, but we hear with our eyes as well.
Right.
You know, that makes sense?
Yeah.
So like if I see something, if I see a skyline, it reminds me where I'm at. It takes me back to childhood. It takes me here. It takes me there, which in turn takes me somewhere within my music. If I see motherfuckers standing on corners and shit, doing things, it takes me to a place. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree?
Yeah, receptive to like a camcorder, seeing what we see and energy. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I came back from Vegas. I was doing like fucking commercial party Vegas casino beats and shit.
Right.
Definitely, you know, I was like, damn, yeah. And, you know, I went to, Florida. You know, it's a whole different vibe that you get, and then you start creating that vibe, or you mix it in with what you're doing.
What you're doing right.
That shit slow,
Yeah. That's facts. Let me ask you a question. What would you say to date in music? Because if I was going to ask you, you know, this question, I would hope you'd say your wife and kids, but that's not what I'm talking about. To date, what is your biggest accomplishment that you feel like in music?
My biggest accomplishment?
Yeah.
Supporting my family and paying my bills with music.
That's what's up. That's a beautiful thing. That is a motherfucking beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to DNA BEATZ for being a professional, man. God damn it. Taking care of his family and everything. Doing it with his mind. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga ain't picked up a motherfucking shovel. He ain't picked up a hammer. He might have picked up a keyboard somewhere and set it down. He ain't picked up shit. The only thing he hammered on was some motherfucking keys and shit and some motherfucking NPC or a machine. Yeah. You know, shout out to that, man. And give him a round of applause for that once again.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing when you can do that without having to go out and do anything else, and to do something that you love and something that inspires you and inspires other people, man. That's a fucking beautiful thing.
Yeah. People a lot of people don't believe in me, man. And one of them was my parents, man. They kept on talking shit because they're old school fashion, you know, get a job, wherever you go at a factory, whatever. And I had many factory jobs, and I took the leap of faith because I kept on showing my music to people at the factory, and they're like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Well, I'm saving up money to buy my fucking equipment and get the fuck out of here.
Right.
That's what the fuck I'm doing here. You know,
right.
And then one day I said, I couldn't keep up with the same trend as my parents because they don't understand, Generation X and how I had to jump. Otherwise, if I didn't, I would stay stuck in the same hole. So I took the leap of faith and jumped and said Geronimo and just put everything on the table and said, fuck it, man. This is what the fuck I'm going to do with my life.
Right.
And I never look back. It was scary. I'm a motherfucker. I ain't going to lie to you. She was like, what the fuck? When's the next dollar coming in? That's why if you have kids as a musician, I salute y'all and myself because it's hard besides what you're doing when you're by yourself. You got mouths to feed now, but when you're by yourself as an artist, rapper, or a producer, you should be killing the game and moving and doing everything possible
right
to conquer that dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts. That is 100% facts. What I would you say that you're in? I say this because I know the answer to it, at least for myself. But it takes a certain kind of woman to be with a real artist. And would you say that your wife is that woman? Well, obviously she has to be.
Yeah, that's my rock. She knows I don't fuck around. She knows I ain't got time for titties, pussy, and all that shit. I'm on a mission to make music, pay my bills, make money, and leave a fucking legacy behind. I ain't got time for none of that fuck shit, and she knows that.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to your wife, man. Shout out to Mrs. DNA BEATZ.
Appreciate you.
Shout out, salute, man. Yeah. You got a good one. I
love, man. Yeah.
It's hard to find a woman that understands a real creative person, man.
Oh, man.
We live in a different planet.
Yeah, definitely. When I first met her, we've been married together for 15 years. Mm-hmm. When I first met her, five knowing each other, but when I knew she was fucking dope is when I didn't have no business cards, nothing to pass out. She had some in her purse and she started passing them out without me saying shit.
Word.
And I'm like, yo,
she's one.
That's fucking dope. I'm like, yo, and then she played video games. It was everywhere, man. It's like, fuck it, man.
It's the small things.
It's the small things. That's the fucking small things, man.
It's the little things.
Yeah.
But it's the understanding of what you do
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not being that person to stifle you from what you want to do.
Oh man, I had many girlfriends who, man, I take years away from me, jealous, where the fuck you going, why are you in the studio, or who's in the studio,
Are you really in the studio?
I gotta go to this event where you take me with you. No, I only got a ticket. Fuck you mean? Maybe next time. It just a lot of shit that you have to sacrifice, and if the queen that you with are not gonna take that sacrifice that you're gonna go with, because my first love is the studio before I met her, and she knows that, and I made that clear to all my girlfriends, everyone. This shit comes first. I love you, but this is my dream, my passion, my goals. When I'm done here, this is what I'm doing. You're gonna fall in love with me. You're gonna fall in love with my studio. Period.
Right. Yeah, that's a must.
That's it.
I have never not had a studio.
Some women don't like that. They don't like that.
Yeah, and it's important to find somebody. My wife is interested in what I do to a degree. She's more interested in me being successful at it than anything else.
That's dope. Support, man.
Yeah. But what's the next big move for DNA BEATZ?
Right now, I'm working, and I'm a lot of moves. I'm getting a lot of love from cats in Canada and Australia, man. In London, they're just showing me I
lived overseas for 2 years, and hip hop, even back then, was insanely big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's even bigger now. The people that run the shit, even from the beginning, like when I was out there, like it was mostly all white kids and shit. They were white kids with money though, and they know every detail of fucking hip hop history more so than motherfuckers in the place where it fucking started.
Yeah,
which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. And
they love it so much. They pay more. They do. I remember I was in Switzerland, and Public Enemy came to Switzerland. They came to Geneva, and them cocksuckers did 4 shows a day.
Jeez.
For how long?
4 shows a day for like a fucking week.
Yeah.
Wow.
They usher you in the morning, do a show, bring the noise, get your ass up out of here. Next show, bring the noise, get your ass up out of here. Next show, bring the noise. They did that shit for a fucking week. But in Europe, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that shit.
That's why everybody leaving over there.
You don't have to worry about the troubles, the gangs and the shit and the stuff and you know what I mean? And there's a lot of bread to be made.
Unless you're in Russia.
They support. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
And the crazy thing is too is that you could be millionaire famous in Australia, and nobody here will never know.
Yeah, whole different world. Yep.
Like you have that shit in the bank, and motherfuckers be like, "Do you know you still doing that dumbass shit in your basement?" Like, yeah, I just got the Australian motherfucker, and I got $3 million in the bank. But anyways, have a nice day.
Facts. Yeah.
No,
like that's my summer home, bitch.
Yeah. Hey, the craziest, the best country to get into is Japan.
Yeah.
But it's so hard because of their cultural shit. But once you get in there, it is a wrap. You could be multi-platinum.
Oh yeah.
Biggest artist ever. And over here in the United States, nobody will ever fucking know. Ever.
Oh yeah.
You'll be out there doing commercials. Konnichiwa. Dicky.
Snoop Dogg, when he did that commercial for in Japan, he tried to rap in Japan. I was like, this guy's like trying all day.
And no, but that's facts. I mean, they pay a lot, and they really do. Well, I don't know that the Japanese appreciate the art. I know the young ones do.
Oh yeah,
the older ones try to make a mockery of it sometimes, but they still hand out a big ass bag, and no one will ever see your commercial and shit. Anyways, not here. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
there's a lot of money to be made overseas.
Hell yeah.
And man, good luck with that, man. And you know, much respect to you for that, because I know a lot of times it's really hard to get in those markets, man. It's really tough. But once you do, and you make the right connections and do the right thing, you know, you're plugged, man, and that's a wrap after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Clearly he's doing the right thing, though.
Yeah, they are plugging me. I'm really blessed. My next placement's coming up for this year off from them out there. Because of them, I'm going to be working with Busta Rhymes, Snoop Dogg, King Crooked, Be Real, Royce the 5'9", Rockness Monster, Coogee Rap, and
Loch Ness Monster. I ain't heard of him. I ain't a long time. It's been a minute.
Jadakiss. I got a lot of stuff I'm dropping this year because of them, man. Shouts out to the people out there in Australia and Canada and London, man. Love y'all.
Man, shout out, man. Good look on that one.
Yeah.
Any questions? What about the engineering? I know you've been sitting back listening. I don't know if you're actually engineering anything, but you got any questions? I mean, maybe DNA has a question for you. Maybe he might say, "Hey, man, what the fuck is your job?"
As far as Chicago artists,
wait, time out. You're the engineer. You don't ask questions.
So why you ask questions?
Why you picking on the engineer?
I'm not, man. I'm just trying to figure out that temp agency we hired him from.
He just out here living his life. I do have some strange creative questions though. I just want to pick your brain about some weird shit.
Sure.
So, what's your favorite beat that you didn't create?
What's my favorite?
Don't do it, man. Don't say he. Don't do that, man. I'm trying to be humble right now. Don't do that, bro.
I didn't create.
Don't do that, bro. I'm trying to be humble right now. Don't say my name.
What's a favorite beat that I didn't create? Damn, it's a bunch of them.
Just fire off 3.
All of fucking RZA's catalog, man.
Oh, what?
Back in the day, RZA.
RZA?
Yeah, I can see that.
All of RZA's, shit.
Okay.
Premiere.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Okay, so you didn't come to play with that question. Goddamn. So, if you could recreate any beat and make it your own, what would it be?
Recreate a beat? I never.
You never wanted to fuck with anybody else's shit? Just tweak it a little bit?
I'll take the sample and redo it my way as far as
Thank you. I was about to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it. I mean, there's some records out there that sound so fucking good that I'd be like, I'll just leave it alone. Like, there's nothing else you could do to it. But if I want to, there's some like that. Like, there's this group that I really like. They sing. There's no lyrics. It's all instrumental. Like they play like the saxophone, the drums. Brothers Band. That's one of my favorite bands. Really like rock, hip hop ish, old school 70ish. Dun, 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 like half a breaking type, like really dusty shit, But yeah, I mean, yeah.
So if you could pick any artist, dead or alive, to work with, who would it be?
Big Pun.
Oh,
yeah.
He didn't drop the hammer. He dropped the sledgehammer.
Yes, he did. Shit.
Goddamn. That's one. That's. I think a lot of producers, and some maybe even under their breath, think that same motherfucking thing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just to see his process, especially if he really likes some shit that you made, you just like sitting back. I would lose my shit. I'd lose my shit. Yes, Mr. Pun. Whatever you like, Mr. Pun.
Yeah.
Turn the bass up, Mr. Pun.
I got blessed. Well, one of my mentors, Domingo, actually made Dream Shatters for Big Pun, and he had sent it to me. I was just like, wow, like that's fucking nuts, yo.
That dude was different. He's different. So you know, there definitely aren't too many people that can even hold a candle to that motherfucker now. But if there is there anybody, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, because when I talk about the young crop of rappers, everybody thinks about the drill rappers, but it could be one of them, whatever. If you could mentor anybody, or is there anybody out now that you think you would like to work with?
You gotta say Kendrick.
Out now.
3 Stacks.
What you mean by out now? Like, what you mean?
Like a rapper, or hell, a singer, whatever. Just an artist that's active now.
Like on the radio, or just local underground, or like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah, like I guess mainstream.
Mainstream.
Yeah.
Somebody that's hot right now, you're trying to say, right?
Yeah. Or not.
I'm kind of leaning towards like I wouldn't mind fucking with Kendrick Lamar.
What I say?
Or Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino is a good one.
Yeah, you know.
What about 3 Stacks?
3 Stacks.
Andre 3000.
Oh, yeah. He hasn't done. He's just chilling. He's collecting money. I mean, yeah, he's a.
Hey man, that motherfucker dropped that shit.
He ain't got to do nothing.
He ain't got to check with nobody's studio.
That Life of the Party remix. The Life of the Party remix, Kanye shit.
Yeah.
With Andre 3000.
Yeah.
That
shit was dope. Yeah.
That shit hit me in the chest.
Yeah, three's dope, man. I like him.
Yeah, he's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Really dope.
So, where do you think you rank? Now, I want all pride aside. I want the narcissistic. I want the competitive. I want that DNA motherfucking beats that says fuck you. Where do you think where do you think you rank amongst the some of the best and maybe greatest hip hop producers out of Chicago? Keep me out of it because I'm not from Chicago.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't.
You don't get to this. This is not. You don't get a chance to be humble right now.
No, I'm not humble. I don't rank. I don't compete with motherfuckers in Chicago.
There you go.
They can have it. You can have it.
Yeah, you can have it.
That was a wild ride, man. Fuck that.
That was a better answer
coming to the studio. Let me put my vest on.
I want the planet. Fuck the corner bar, yo. I want the whole goddamn world.
There you go. Do you see that? Do you see that? That's the type of thinking. You know, people don't understand if you getting into anything in life and you want to be very successful, you should have nothing but tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nothing but tunnel vision. And your only thought process should be not your city, not your town, not your friends, not your buddies, not your neighborhood. It should be the motherfucking world. Like Pinky and the Brain every day.
Yep.
You got to be Pinky and the Brain every fucking day.
And then
every fucking day.
Yeah. Social media, you could do it easy with a fucking hashtag. I mean, technology is like so. It's just at your fingertips, you know, like
the world is at your fingertips.
I fuck it, I fuck it every day, man, everywhere. Like I fucking I'm located in fucking Paris just so they can send my shit to Paris, on Instagram or wherever, today I'm in Los Angeles, so they can share my shit over there. I can teleport over there, why now? So.
When do you think you're at your most creative? When when I know like a lot of times where I'm at with it, but when do you feel like it's almost normal to you that like this is where I'm at my that like my best creative spot, like not spot, but you know, like almost like a time or something like that. Like where do you feel like this is when you do your best? I think you understand what I mean. Because I know sometimes like if I get an idea and I don't have access to music or my equipment and I'm laying in bed, I'll end up staring at the fucking ceiling for hours and will get no sleep because the whole process just keeps playing over and over and over and in my fucking head.
Yeah.
And when would you say that process for you is like when you're at your best? Is it like early morning, mid-afternoon, maybe right before you fall asleep? I don't know. When do you think that is when you're at your peak of creativity?
Man, as soon as I open my fucking eyes, man, I don't know. I just, like when I lay
fucking answers tonight, huh?
Just lay in bed. I get my ass up at 2 a.m. and just go downstairs and fucking rip one out real quick.
That's right.
And then the next day I'll be all fucked up with my eyes all like tired, taking the kids to school, at 7 and shit. Like, I'm not a banger. I'm not a banger. Fuck it. It was worth it. It was worth it. Tired of the motherfucker, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it is 100% worth it.
Yeah.
Do you get? Let me ask you this though. Do you make some beats sometimes and you just feel like, fuck, this is better than sex?
I think that's a valid question. That's a valid fucking question.
Because I know I have some moments, man, where I'll make something, I'll be like, God damn you motherfucker, you.
Yeah. Yeah, because you make love to it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I had moments where I think I had 4 moments in my life that I made a beat that I actually cried after I made it. Yeah, I started crying like this motherfucker right here.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
There's chemicals being let loose in your brain while you're doing that stuff. You got dopamine, serotonin,
emotion, energy,
system fed. And these things are shortcuts to pleasure.
Yeah.
People don't understand
shortcuts to pleasure. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why so many people are addicted to so many electronics nowadays.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
Heath, let me ask you a question.
Oh no! Wait! Whoa!
Real quick.
Well, I'm Jimmy Fallon here, man.
Listen. When you make a beat, have you ever made a beat that you didn't like, but this shit went everywhere and everybody loved it, and you just don't like it?
All the fucking time. All the fucking time. You know what?
You make that shit, man.
And I swear people like, man, just sell me that shit. And I'm like, man, I am not this shit. I can't even believe I let you even hear this motherfucker. You know what I mean? I got a question for you. Since we want to go tit for tat, motherfucker. You ever made a beat one night because you've been drinking and you're like, oh, this shit, fire the motherfucker. You wake up and next day his ass. And you're like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? And then you think to yourself, wait a minute, I think I know what I was thinking. You try to tweak that shit and it turns out even worse.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. You wake up with a fresh pair of ears and you go to the phone and you hit it, you be like, all right, you be like, oh shit. What the fuck is that, man? Like,
especially if you're really on one and you called somebody and said, man, I got a banger for you.
Yeah. Yeah, still be like,
yo, where's that banger at? You're like, here, I'm gonna send you this one.
Right.
Like you told me it had violins in it.
Right. Yeah. You fucking think it's violins when you were drunk, and that motherfucker turns out to be wind chimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, yeah, of course I've been down that road, man.
couple farts and shit in there.
Yeah, man. Like that shit. I mean, I think that a lot of that is part of the process and the thought process too. You know, I'll make something and I'll think it's like, yeah, it's okay, or I'm not really satisfied with it, don't like it. And for whatever fucking reason, everybody and their mama loves it. Have you ever had one that you felt like was a banger and nobody liked it?
Fuck yeah.
That always happens too. And it's like, you look at them, you go, the fuck are you? What the fuck are you listening to? I know, Nick, this shit right here.
Yeah.
This shit right here, cuh. No, nah, it's just people are, I don't know, man. We hear things differently, you know what I mean, than other people do, because I had said something to someone once before when they said they were going to get into they wanted to start making beats and doing this type of shit. And I said, once you really get into this, you'll never listen to music the same again. Like your ear turns into this thing where I can listen to something on the radio and I can turn off the drums of the song and only listen to the close hats. You know what I'm saying? I can turn off the sample and only listen to the drum pattern with this. I'm talking about a song playing on the radio. You know what I mean? Your ears really turn into something different. You know what I'm saying? So when we hear things, we hear it differently than other people do. So if I hear something and I'm like, yo, in my ear, this shit is a fucking banger, or I say to myself, nah, this is not a good one. Well, but people are listening to something different than what I'm listening to. Yeah, they're not hearing the intricacies that I hear. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the imperfection of it. Yeah.
Right. Like, go ahead.
I have a question. So when since you guys, I've produced beats before myself too. I probably have not done as much as you guys, and as constant, So how important and how often and how do you guys do it? How do you rest your ears? You
got to step away. You always have. I say it all the time. You got to rest your ears. I call it clean your ears. If you've been down there too long and you're listening to the beat and you're doing this shit and you get to a certain point, you got to get up, you got to get the fuck out of the room, you got to go do something, you got to, I don't know, watch TV for 15, 20 minutes. Do something to get your mind off of what you were doing so that then when you come back in, you hear it. It's almost like hearing it brand new. And then when you hear it brand new, you're hearing it completely different. And then you'll be able to make some real good adjustments and some real good shit. It could be the drums, it could be the snare, it could be the close hats, it could be parts of the sample. You know what I mean? It could be the bass line, it could be whatever. But you got to give your ears time to clean and rest.
Has there ever been a time when that 15-minute break didn't work? Like you just hit a wall?
It always works. You have to. Like, D-Day would know that. Who the fuck is that?
That's my phone over there.
Yeah, well, it's interrupting your digs. He said that shit like, well, it's going to ring. Just let it, it's fine. He said that shit like
my probation officer.
He said that shit like his ass was the CEO of Google. Don't worry about it. It's my wife.
You gotta take breaks though, definitely. I do it like a job where I used to work at.
We get a 15-minute break, lunchtime.
I do 2 15s and then lunch, and I come right back in. I'll go out, or I'll just outside get some air, make some phone calls, or I'll go upstairs and play some PlayStation, rock some Call of Duty, and then I come right fucking back down, and then it'll be like a whole different vibe and shit. Yeah.
That reminds me of the invention of the coffee break. It was a guy with a company. He invented the coffee break and got more production out of it. It was women actually working, and he ended up.
This is a hip hop show, not a trivia show, but I appreciate it.
You don't think it's related? Getting more.
I think you need to put your phone on vibrate. I know that much.
Invented Pornhub, 1943.
Okay. Guess who'll never be called back again as a special. He don't know how to keep his phone in check.
Oh shit!
I got my shit on vibrate.
So I was like,
Leave
Shit.
Associado alone.
My shit's on the highest volume possible.
Yeah, I know. Hey, check this out though. I got to say this. Right before everybody came on, I was getting the camera and shit right, and so I'm telling my man, like, you straight right there. He's adjusting the mic and shit, and looks up at the camera and he goes, do I look like a Justin? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, no, I look more like a Steve right now.
What the
fuck?
Like a Jason.
Yeah, I look like Jason right now. Did I say Justin?
Yeah, the DNA understands that because me and DNA, we probably have had laughs that you my God.
No, I think he said, no, I look more like a Steve. He said that
like
shit so calm. I was like, what?
I look like a Steve like this. See,
well, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of pose that was.
No,
That is not hip hop.
You're on the lyrics right now. I don't know.
So
oh god damn. Yo, son. All right. No, go ahead.
Nah, but so yeah, basically, man, I would like to know more, more about artists that you have worked with that we probably might not know of,
I mean, he just gave you like his fucking birthplace, how many kids he got. He told you his life story. He told you he'd been in prison. He told you everything. He told you how many times he fought Muhammad Ali. He told you,
did?
Huh?
Damn.
Yeah, man. He said everything.
He
said everything.
A lot of
thing. Nah, but for real, go ahead.
No, a lot of artists were really out of my career from now in Chicago. A lot of artists who I actually recorded some are dead, and that's what really mind boggles me.
Wow,
they never released their album, and they died on me, whether it's for gang violence or health wise, and I had like 5 of them, just and I'm just like, that's why I always tell artists, man, don't waste fucking time, man. Drop shit, stop overthinking.
Right.
Drop shit, work, leave your fucking footprint, man.
Yeah. Leave your motherfucking footprint. That is key. And I will say, my man, in the city of Chicago, you didn't just leave a footprint. You left some big footprint, like Sasquatch footprints in the city. You know what I'm saying? And not the legendary never seen Sasquatch. I'm talking about you stomped on the ground and let motherfuckers know who you was type of Sasquatch.
Maybe some DNA behind.
Yeah, there you go. I don't even know what that means. That sounds like a rape case.
No. Y'all crazy.
I didn't say you said it. Well, Your Honor, I think he may have left some DNA behind. What the hell? No, don't put that on that man. Don't put that on that man.
I ain't R. Kelly, no one.
Yeah, see? Don't do that.
Y'all crazy.
Nah, hold on. We got to give the engineer, because he never got a chance to shoot off his question.
Yeah, so DNA BEATZ. Give me your top 5 producers.
Got to keep me out of it, man. Keep me out of it. Keep me out of it.
For sure. I mean,
You said RZA and Primo earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like their work. I never really had a top 5. Alchemist. I like Alchemist.
Yeah, I was gonna say Alchemist.
Alchemist is dope. So that's 3. I like Quincy Jones. I like a lot of different, not just in hip hop. I mean,
yeah, your top 5. It's your top 5, so
yeah,
if it's from a different genre, that don't matter.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. It's like I don't really.
I'm really disappointed right now.
Right now.
I'm really disappointed right now.
Your name didn't come up?
No, I'm not worried about me.
Oh.
I'm not worried about me. I will live in infamy forever. No, you didn't say shit about Jay Dilla.
I wasn't really a Jay Dilla fan.
All right. So thanks everybody for coming out.
You know what? I really seriously
don't do it.
Listen. Shut the
I'll
fuck
get
up.
on your group.
Listen to what I'm about to say.
I will get all over your group right now.
I respect and appreciate him for being honest, because there's a lot of people that wouldn't say that shit just for the sake of not saying it on some bandwagon shit. And I mean, there are a lot of people that never really gravitated to him because that sound wasn't something
they
that they
didn't know they were listening to Jay Dilla's music.
Maybe they did and they didn't like it.
Controversy.
No, they didn't know they were all hits. They didn't know they were listening to Jay Dilla.
People read album credits. Everybody's not a fucking
Since
idiot.
when?
I doubt
You
that.
better rethink that one, lady.
I'm saying I don't know who the fuck y'all know and who the fuck y'all hang around, but that was my shit. Like
that was, as in past tense, was my shit too.
Yeah,
when Jay Dilla was out, we had
No
CDs
more.
with inserts.
Yeah.
No, they don't have that shit no more.
They did back then though, right?
Back
When he was
then.
out,
Took it off. Yeah.
when he was alive.
When he was alive, yeah, kind of, sort of. But okay, listen, I'm not here to argue. You know what?
Underground shows that they had, they really told, it was a lot of underground radio stations and parties that they didn't really tell you a lot of information, though. I see what he's talking about. Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm done with this lady.
When I go watch a movie,
What was the name of the group you really, really like? Is it 3-6 Mafia?
You talking about Beats by the Pound, and I did not tell you that I really like them. I told you I respect them.
Now
So
we're talking about producers.
You make me cut you out every goddamn episode. Every motherfucking episode, I have to cut you out for some different reasons.
I'm just saying.
You cannot jay down on people because they have a difference in opinion than you. The world does not.
I'm not jaying down on you. I was just going to bring up the topic of Beats by the Pound because I'm surprised he didn't pick them as one of his top 5 producers.
My nigga, you gotta appreciate what they brought to the game. They
didn't bring a goddamn thing to the game.
Oh my god!
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you, like I keep telling you, that when you have a motherfucker with $1 million and you cranking out beats literally by the pound,
it doesn't matter.
Something's going
where
to
they came
stick.
From. All those
something's going to stick. The sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. A broken watch tells time 2 times a day.
If somebody came up off some shit like that, somebody was inspired by
They
this.
did not come up off that.
You know how many motherfuckers was listening to No Limit and shit?
Do you know why they were listening to No Limit?
It doesn't matter, but they were. It's about the inspiration. It's about
this goes back to things that. This goes when you have a multi-million-dollar deal with Universal. The only way Universal is going to get their money back is by shoving that music down everybody's fucking throat. That is just facts. So the only reason you know about Beats by the Pound, not because they had some of the greatest fucking songs on the planet, is because it was forced down your throat because Universal had to get them millions of dollars back that they gave Master P.
I want you to know that you making that statement does not at all
help our relationship.
It don't have shit. I'm just saying, like you in no way did you argue my point at all. You're completely missing what I'm saying. But that's cool. We just agree to disagree.
I want name me make him say
that was my shit,
yeah, no. I'm not denying that. Because if I made 1,000 beats a day, one of them motherfuckers got to stick.
That's not necessarily true.
A lot of them shit stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
They cranked out 24 albums in 1 year or some shit like that.
Which means there's not a lot of quality.
Huh?
That's quantity over quality.
That's semantics, like a motherfucker. Like you were just totally missing my whole point and what I was saying about them at that particular topic. But go back and watch that episode. I don't
even know why you get so mad about Beats by the Pound.
This is about DNA Beats. Goddamn it.
This is about DNA Beats. Well, that's what I'm saying. I was wondering why they weren't in his top 5.
He might not fuck with them like that.
Well, makes sense.
Different strokes for different folks, man.
Exactly.
Of course, he had to be the
Mediator.
No, he had to be the Geneva. He had to be the Switzerland. He had to be neutral.
31 flavors, man. 31 flavors.
Yeah,
We can
no,
all
I just be
taste them
fucking
all.
with her about Beats by the Pound. I'm not a real fan of their music, but I
I'm
don't
not
hate.
either. I swear. I swear. I
don't.
super swear. I swear.
I don't hate.
If you are, you are. Fuck you.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't hate.
You have your
I
opinion.
just don't like their music.
I think there's like 2 songs that I like.
Exactly. Maybe.
Yeah, and you know what? I can't say for
959
sure.
fucking songs that they put out.
Yeah, I can't say for sure that it was really them. I don't know.
Let me tell you who else is trash.
Uh-oh.
Manny Fresh.
Oh boy. I mean,
if you watch that motherfucker on motherfucking Rhythm Roulette. Oh God.
you all right?
I don't know, man. I shit.
He has a weird style. The Manny Fresh has this like really different style. Like,
it ain't different, man. It ain't different, man.
It's different. But I'm not saying I'm a big fan of Manny Fresh either, you know. But his style is just like some out the box type.
Hey, look, man. This is Unwrapped, and this is what we do. You know,
we unwrap shit. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So, I ain't really hating on Manny Fresh.
I hope not. That's not very diplomatic.
I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at nobody that made it in the industry, that did whatever they had to do to get there, because I know what the struggle is.
Man,
and I know what it is for that man to even get where he was, for Beats by the Pound to get where they were or where they are now. I understand that. I talk shit, but I understand what it takes and how to get there, and what it takes to get there. I've been there. You know what I mean? I've been signed twice. I've been at that pinnacle of shit and fucked it off myself. No other person but me fucked it off. So I understand, and I know what the struggle is like to get back into position. I know every angle of it. So I make a lot of fun and shit, but you know, there's a lot to be learned in that. You know what I mean? There's a ton of shit to be learned in everything that we've spoken about tonight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
DNA probably made one of the biggest statements that I tell people all the time, but you know, people don't really take it that serious. And he made the biggest statement, which is invest in yourself. Okay? You can't wait. People, I want you to listen to me real quick, everybody. Everybody out there right now, listen to me real quick. If you have a dream, you have to chase that motherfucker. You can't wait for somebody to chase your dream for you. You have to chase your dream. You have to go out there and get it. You know? The crazy thing is, do you think an NBA player got to the NBA because he just half-ass played basketball? No, he was the first person and the last person to leave the gym. He was practicing when everybody was sleeping. Mm-hmm. He was working when nobody was working. He was investing in himself every fucking time and every chance he got. Same with an NFL player. Same with a hockey player, tennis player. Same goes with music. When motherfuckers is asleep, you got to be awake. You got to be working. You want to sleep? Wait for that shit, man. Sleep is, what do they say? Sleep is the sister to death, or the cousin to death.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait.
DNA, did you have any mentors in the game? Because he brought up a lot of good points, like navigating through the business of the game. You know, like how are you able to like survive this long and keep your shit tight?
Like, repeat the question again.
So he talked about, you know, like investing in yourself and you know, making smart decisions and basically just, you know what I'm saying, you know, doing what you need to do for you and your survival. But you know, you started making music and started rapping when you were much younger, and I'm pretty sure you didn't go to, you know, hip hop college and whatnot. Like a lot of shit you had to pick up on your own. Like did you have any mentors though that might have, you know, put a little something in your ear? You know what I'm saying? And
no, man, all experiences. the life of going through, trials and tribulations and learning off those experiences made me stronger, doing my journey and shit. And then till now, yeah.
And he mentors a lot of young people, because he definitely feels like reaching back because of all he bumped his head when he was coming up and shit. Do you have like a crop of young people that confide in you or like extend your hand, reach back?
Like what you mean? Like if I have if I give out advice, or what do you mean? What you mean?
So like if there's a young producer coming up or somebody that you work with, like people reach back to you, ask you for advice, like if they have somebody trying to sign them or they trying to book them for a show?
Yeah, all the time. I got people from Columbia College hitting me up on top about engineering questions and shit.
Oh,
And
that's what's up.
I'll be laughing I'm like, yo, sure, cool. I help people out. But the thing is about that, you can only help people so much if they want to be helped. Because if they don't want to take you're wasting time and breath, because a person that can listen and actually, it's a handful of people that actually listen to what you're saying and actually execute it than just fucking listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you don't want to waste breath. At the same time, you don't want to train a young Jedi who's going to be on the dark side, come back and fuck you up.
Yeah.
You have to watch really who you're going to like touch. At the same time, if you really want to invest and see the potential growth and take a chance and gamble on this person. But, it's all, you got to feel them out. But yeah, all the time. I help people with deals. I just helped my man, DJ Intense. He's from my group, the Audio Scars. He got a deal with Capadonna. He's on Capadonna's new album coming out, The Image. He got 7 joints in. Check that out. That's coming out too.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So I was gonna wrap this up. I don't know how you feel, DNA, if you want to continue or not. If you're having a good time or what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying?
I think we got some good shit out of them.
But as I was saying, and as DNA said himself, you got to invest in yourself. This is key. And you never get to the top of the mountain, man, without falling down a couple of times. So don't be afraid of failure. You got to look at failure as like a speed bump. When you're riding down the street and they got them bumps in the road to make you slow the fuck down. Maybe at that particular time, your ass need to slow the fuck down.
You have to fall. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with reevaluating what you're doing.
Okay, I know you're trying to wrap it up. I'm sorry. You just made me think of some other shit. This question.
I'm
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
Right when I'm on my real okay, people.
I'm so sorry. I swear.
Here's the insightful moment.
I'm sorry. This is the last. I swear. This is for all three of y'all.
Now you got Sociato. He ready for another question too.
Yeah.
So
you may be something.
Go ahead. I'm just gonna fucking sit here.
This is for the three of y'all because he just said. You can't get to the top of the mountain without falling back. What the fuck? What's the top of the mountain for y'all? And when you get to the top of the mountain, I mean, what the fuck?
There is never a top of the mountain.
That's a perspective. Yes.
That's just a metaphor because we always climbing. We never can see the top of the mountain because once we hit a pinnacle, shit. I want that other shit. Shit. I want the other shit. Shit. I want the other shit. Shit. It's a nonstop thing. When you're a creative person, your brain ain't gonna all of a sudden just because you made a bag, you're gonna think, "Oh, I made it. I'm done."
So
the brain won't let you do it.
Yeah, I guess because we can liken this though to like a drug dealer, like you know what I'm saying, like we, trying to gracefully bow out.
You don't know how to quit when he's at top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like it's one of those things. You just can't stop doing it.
What about you, DNA? Can you see them? Can you see the mountaintop? Does it exist for you?
It's imaginary for me. So it's there, but not there. But I'm always hungry and thirsty, so always climbing.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
You gotta be not too far away from the sun, and not too close not too far where you freeze, and not too close where you
crash and burn.
Burn them wings.
Right in the middle always.
I don't know about the middle always. I don't ever strive to be the middle.
But
you know what I'm saying? I want to get to the top. I want to see if I burn or not. You know what I'm saying? I want to get as closest to the sun as I can. If I don't burn the nigga, I'm going closer. When they say no, you've had enough.
I didn't mean it in that perspective.
I don't think I had enough.
I didn't mean it in that perspective. I'm going a different, you know, like.
No, I understand what you meant, but the truth of the matter is
you can't be too greedy, you know, like.
This has nothing to do with greed. This has everything to fulfilling my ego, my shit, my thought process, and where I want to be. Not my ego, not egotistical or anything for anybody else. And maybe it's egotistical because it's about me.
It is.
But then again, if it ain't about me, I'm unable to do the things that I'm doing.
The thing is that we are not the ego. We're not this image that we put in front of us.
This ain't an image, bro. This is what I do. This is like what my man said. He said this is what he do. He's in the basement all the time. He's working constantly. He eats, sleeps, breathes this shit. So what outcome do you think he expects?
Oh, no. I get that completely, but I'm talking about like as humans.
Let's take the human out of it. Because this ain't got nothing to do with being a human.
No, it does. It really does.
Okay.
But
let's not get spiritual.
What I was getting to was, look, the money. The money part of it.
Did he say anything about money? Did I say anything about money? Nobody said shit about money.
No, that was my question. The question is, look, how does money play a part in what you're doing? Like, when is it like, you know, like, when is it like to you cool to be like, okay, this is
enough.
Yeah, this is enough. This is about love, or this is because that's the part that I think a lot of people, you know.
I got the perfect answer for you. Kanye West is worth $9 billion. Do you think he gives a fuck about making music right now? Do you think he gives a fuck about making music right now?
I don't know.
You have to know that question. Because he's still making music. If it was the money, he wouldn't make music. He's worth $9 billion. Do you think a chintzy ass check from a song he made is going to make or break him, or that he's even thinking about that shit? No. There's still ego involved. There's still that top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? There's still that, I got to be the best at what I do. There's still that. He could have all the money in the world. But if he doesn't feel like, because he's a hip hop head, he's a musician, he's a creator. If he can't feel like he's still at the top of the heap, then what? It's not the money. Trust me, the money, DNA knows this. I know this. Money comes with the territory. Money comes with the territory. I've been a millionaire a few times already. Trust and believe. A lot of times it's not all what it's cracked up to be. But because you can, as easily as you got it, you can lose it. Trust me, especially if you're.
When is it okay though to do something for the love, and you know, like that's the thing, like that's where.
You don't think he does it for the love? You don't think?
No. I'm talking about for like to help other people out, and you know. He
just said he helps people out. I help people out. It's like, you know. There's a lot of rappers that do stuff and that do it behind the scenes. They don't need everybody to know their business. They don't need everybody to. If you made it yourself, would you want it to be public that you're helping your community and you're doing things? Would you want that to be public?
Yeah.
That's a double-edged sword, because then people think you're just doing it for the.
Nah, depends.
No, trust me.
It depends.
That's why I would say 80% of motherfuckers that do shit in their communities, that give back to their communities, don't really make it public as much as you think.
Yeah.
True.
Did way more than his community than people even fucking understand.
Yeah, I don't think they really give. I don't think they really sit and think, well, should I record it or should I not? They just do it. I don't think that's really part of it though.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to answer his question, but you know,
some people do it for clout, though, for sure. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And we live in a generation right now of clout chasing ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know,
they're giving them money, and the homeless guy's like, "Thank you," you know, like, yeah, look, we don't, you know, like, you know,
that sad ass music in the background and shit.
How many likes did I get?
Right. Hey, buddy, you think I can borrow $1 to a homeless guy? And the homeless guy gives him $1, and he's just like, you know, there's a camera in the bag, and then he goes, "Hey, man, thanks for lending me the $1." And he's like, homeless guy's like, "Well, you know, I know I would, you know, I've been on hard times before." Nigga, you on hard times right now. But you know, and then the guy goes, "Well, thank you for doing that, man. And I want to tell you something, man. I didn't need the $1. Here's $500. You're not helping that man by giving him $500. You're really, truly not helping him by giving him $100 that particular day. You're doing that shit's clout chasing like a motherfucker. You really want to help somebody, man. There's bigger and better things you could be doing, and especially not doing it with a camera.
Join them.
You know what I'm saying?
Even if you give someone money and boom, you run away and go home to your
nigga. If I gave you $10,000 right now, whoa,
cartel hands. No,
but shit. I mean, but some people, $10,000 is life changing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What you do with the money? Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like, if you're gonna do something, you got to do something right. Like, you know. Don't just hand a motherfucker $500 who clearly doesn't know how to spend his money right. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, they're gonna
all these rappers who are famous, who are broke now, spend their money on dumb shit. I mean, back in the day, you know, cut these big ass checks and they just do dumb shit with it, and now they're broke.
Hey, I've seen it happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. I tell my kids whenever they were saying YOLO and shit, and I'll be like, shit, I was YOLO before YOLO was even a motherfucking word. You know what I'm saying? I tell them for real, like I was spending money, man, shit. If I knew what I knew now, right? You know what I'm saying? I'd be living a whole different lifestyle right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie. I probably wouldn't even be talking to you motherfuckers. I'd be in the Caribbean somewhere, man, sipping Mai Tais right now. You know what I'm saying? Scratching my balls, wondering what the fuck y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm hey, just what it is. You know what I mean? But, you know, life throws us all these curveballs and everything, and it's up to us to deal with them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You just gotta learn when to swing the bat and when not to. You know what I'm saying?
Pick and choose your battles. Yeah.
Yeah. Pick and choose your battles, sir. And know that it is a marathon. This ain't a motherfucking race. Nipsey Hussle couldn't have never said better. And I tell people all the time, you know, what's old to you is brand new to somebody who ain't never fucking heard it.
Keep pushing,
man.
It's a good one.
So don't be afraid. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to drop that music. Don't be afraid to do something. You know, at least if you have it out there and you build up these things, they have shit to go back and look at. Go back and rediscover. Plenty of motherfuckers that may had a viral song that went kind of viral, but because they had other shit, they went back and listened to some other shit, and a song they did 3-4 years before that ends up being a bigger song than the one that went viral. But anyways,
facts.
This is a grind. This is a hustle. This is not for the timid. This is some real shit. You know, this is what we do at Unwrap, man. We really talk. You know what I'm saying? We get down to the nitty gritty. We fuck around and have a good time, but hopefully, God willing, that somebody gets some real information up out here. You know what I mean? Because that is the point. That is the entire point of this podcast. Not just to fuck around and talk shit, make fun, but to really get down to some nitty gritty shit. And I think that my man's DNA right now, today, has said some real gems. And I would implore anyone to go and listen to this again and really listen to what my man says. That's a Chicago born and bred ass nigga. Came through the trenches. A solid individual. And I don't even have to say he's solid because I know him. Think about it. If this nigga been through the trenches and everything from street warfare to music warfare, and people know who he is, you don't think he's solid? You don't think he's a true one? You don't think he's a real one? Check his receipts, nigga. Check his motherfucking receipts. I promise you, he got suitcases full of receipts. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, he got suitcases full of receipts. And I'm going to say this, man. I got a lot of love for you, bro, and a lot of appreciation and admiration for what you do. And I'm not even everybody tell me, man, because I've been here for 16 years, that I'm a Chicago nigga now. And I don't take that shit lightly. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this is a city with big shoulders. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be one of them dudes. If a motherfucker say, yeah, man, you from Chicago now, you got to carry the weight of the city on your shoulders too. And my mans, you got the strongest back in Chicago.
I love appreciate
this motherfucker, man.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you, bro, but hey, how could we get in touch with you, man? What's your social media and stuff?
I was getting to that.
Bro. My bad, bro. My bad.
Look at the engineer. Wow, taking over the whole fucking show. But yeah, man, you got the strongest back in Chicago, bro. You've been holding this city down for I don't know how fucking long. I've been here 16 years, and I heard about you damn near the first day I got here.
Love, man.
You know what I'm saying? You a strong ass dude, man. You a solid ass individual. And as the engineer just said, man, tell the people out there, man, how they can get a hold of you. Give them all the shit, the hashtags, the fucking ats, and the wherewithals and the whatnots.
Yeah, man. Instagram. Well, first of all, I appreciate you, Heat, man. Much love, much respect to you too, my brother. DNABEATZ.com. DNA Beats everywhere on Instagram, TikTok. That's DNA BEATZ on all social media platforms, Pandora, Spotify, etc.
I have a question. Can they find you on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Said, yeah. He said that shit quick as hell. I didn't even get the question out of my mouth fast enough. I said, can they find me on Only? He said, yeah.
If I throw a smoke signal, would you hear?
That motherfucker said OnlyFans. He said, oh yeah.
I got
DNA Dicks. At DNA Dicks. Look, now she don't find that shit funny at all. She's
Can
like,
we find you in the dark web?
That's hilarious. DNA Dicks. Funny.
Are you in the dark web, DNA?
Yeah, you see me. I'm in the red rooms too, bro.
But again, this has been oh shit, this is one of Kanye's motherfucking producers. Hold on. I gotta answer this. What's up, my guy? Yo. Aaron. I don't know what the fuck happened. Oh shit. Oh shit, and I just hung up. Oh, I gotta call him back. Hey, we gotta let this ride for a second. God damn. There he is. What's up, my guy?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what the fuck happened right there.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I know. I'm like I was just getting ready to end my podcast, but shit, I said, fuck it, man. I seen you call. So you kind of on here right now, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's good?
Man. No. I hit you. I know I hadn't talked to you in a while, so. But no, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm gonna get back to you in a minute.
Nah, I actually was just ending the podcast, so as soon as I end it, I'm gonna hit you right back.
All right, that's cool.
All right, bet one. That's one of Kanye's many producers. Guess how I met this motherfucker? I went to the Griselda concert. My wife thought she was, well, she did. She surprised me by buying it because I really have an affinity for Griselda and what they're doing, their movement.
Yeah.
And she bought me tickets when they came out here. Me and my brother-in-law, we went out to see him. Not impressed by the concert, not by their performances or anything. It was just not the crowd that I thought I was going to see. I came in there grimy. I was ready. You know what I'm saying? Came in there on some, you know what I'm saying? 90s shit, like, nigga, what? And it was really like a lot of fucking hippies and white people. And it's really funny watching those motherfuckers try to be grimy. But as I'm standing there, his brother, he comes, he's like right next to me, and I'm just like really looking non-impressed. And we start talking, and whatever, you know, conversation, whatever. We exchanged numbers. I was like, man, this nigga seemed kind of cool, you know, because when you start talking about music, this is something that me and Sociato talked about. I'm gonna make this real quick because I know we're trying to end this. How when you talk to people about music, and you know they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, you just know it immediately. You know what I'm saying? And especially producing and shit like that. And when I started talking to him, he kind of knew some shit, and I was like, oh, okay, this nigga know a little bit. You know what I mean? And so we exchanged numbers, and then it took about a couple weeks, whatever. And I said, man, let me call this motherfucker to see what he about. I called him. It turns out this nigga is one of fucking Kanye's stable of producers.
Dope.
And he be flying out there to that fucking ranch all the fucking time and be with Kanye. Oh shit. Oh man, I can't even remember these niggas' names. And really though, because really I recorded with Really though before. And what's that nigga's name? Church. He always say Church. You know what I'm talking about? He was on Ride Slow, homie, with Paul Wall, Kanye, and oh shit, I don't even know why I can't remember his name, but whatever. So he be out there with them niggas, and at first I didn't believe him, and then we started FaceTiming and shit, and I saw a studio. And then, you know, shot me his Instagram and whatnots, and yeah, his ass has been out. He be out there. Yeah, and we have been communicating, and I wanted to get him on the show, but he's been back and forth, LA, fucking with Kanye, doing all kind of shit, and sending me pictures and shit. And man, okay, but yeah. He just called me right now, and I ain't talked to this motherfucker in like a month. So that's dope.
That's dope.
But yeah, you know, where else can they find you outside of OnlyFans? Can they find you on Pornhub?
No, Just Jizz.
Just Jizz. Wow, that's my favorite one. Just Jizz. Makes sense.
Just Jizz. All right.
Well, listen, bro. I want to say this, and this is really, truly, truly, truly from the bottom of my hip hop heart. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing but love for you, brother.
Right back at you, bro.
Truly appreciate your time that you've taken out to talk to our little goofy asses. You know what I'm saying? To you know, tell your story. To hear your thoughts about things, and you know, it's eye-opening, you know, even for people that they hear may know you, and it's going to be a little bit more eye-opening for people that kind of know you, you know, at this point. I want to say, man, the city need to give you your flowers, you know what I mean?
Sure.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? And I ain't even fronting on that shit, man. Like I said, man, you was the first producer I heard of. I mean, when I came to Chicago, of course, Mar was producing. There was people that would come into the store, but from an underground tip, you were the first name that came up, and the name that kept coming up, And when I met other people is when I met you. You probably don't even remember when I first met you, but that's okay. We'll get into that another day. But I've always been aware of you. You've always been on the radar. And as you should be for any motherfucker coming to this city trying to put their foot down and trying to take a foothold into your stomping ground, sir.
Love, man.
This is your motherfucking city, bro.
Love.
You know, and if they don't ever give you the key, nigga, I swear to God, I'll get a key made for you. On God. Mark my motherfucking words. You fuck around and get a key that says DNA BEATZ, key to the city, Chicago. I will have that motherfucker made.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That should be a thing.
Trust and believe, man. I'm a man of my word.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a man of my word. I just got to see how much that shit cost.
The golden key.
You know what I'm saying? If I can get one of them joints that look gold but might be plastic, my bad, but that's just how it got to be.
It's always the thought that counts.
You know what I'm saying? It's the thought that counts, my nigga. And I'm gonna get you a key to the goddamn city that's gonna have your name on it. You feel me? That's my word. Trust me. Yeah. You can hold me to my word, and I'm putting that out there right now.
Yeah.
You know, I told somebody once before, they was dealing with somebody at work and they were angry about something. I said, man, you have to understand sometimes, man, you are a lion amongst mice. And that's what you are, sir. You are a lion amongst mice.
Appreciate you, man.
Stay strong, my guy.
You too, my brother. You know how we do, man.
And we really appreciate you over here at Unwrap. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Thank you for having me, man.
But love and gratitude, brother.
Always love and success to the show, man, for the forthcomings too, man.
Thank you. We
That's
appreciate
what's up.
that.
Yeah.
So you know what it is, man. This has been Unwrap, man. And goddamn.
Oh, thank you, Associado, for coming back.
Definitely.
Yeah, big us Associado, man.
De seguro, for sure, loco. It was nice talking to you.
You too, bro. Good seeing you, my brother.
This has been great, man. Love the fuck out of you, bro.
You too, brother. Much respect, King.
We out. This has been Unwrap. We'll see y'all motherfuckers next Friday. Yay! Oh. I should freestyle like a motherfucker. I should just be like, turn my mic up. Fuck it. Fuck that. I don't rap. I do shit. I make beats. I make it. Check the bag. Nah, I'm just playing. All right, we out. Much love and respect. Everybody stay blessed and stay safe. We out.
Yes.
All right, baby. Yeah.